about 8 weeks or so before the first community meeting, may have been slightly longer than that, I came down to Oxford for a meeting with Sarah and you and Matilda, and it was the first time, or maybe the second time, that you and I had met. Mm-hmm. And so a key part of the project for me was getting to know Matilda better, to know her background and also what she was interested in and what she was interested in getting out of this project. But also to try and put across to her some of my experience and knowledge, and to find out what of that she might find of interest to understand further. And we did have quite a long discussion, didn't we, one evening for about an hour, hour and a half, just talking about, I suppose, the philosophy of science, but particularly with respect to the natural sciences, the physical sciences, and also from that the philosophy of models and modelling, and what models are and how I use models and what a model is for me or it isn't, and how we deal with things like uncertainty, and also why it was likely to be something like HECRAS that we were going to be using. So I remember that part was very important, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we had some conversations following on from that as well.
Yeah, I guess I had the benefit of sort of knowing a bit more about Nick before I met him than you knew anything about me. So I sort of read the papers of projects that you've been involved in before. So I think at the beginning, my role was more to sort of give you the information from the initial meetings we had with the participants, sort of brief you on the main ideas that were floating around and stuff. So I hope how I sort of presented that material was quite sort of easy to use and think about in a sort of modelling context. But I think after that, our main sort of interactions were obviously during the meeting, but when we sort of did these debriefs or pre-briefs before and afterwards, because I think that you sort of setting the scene for what was going to be coming in the coming meetings was really important, just that I sort of had a head start, like, okay, I know what to expect, which I think is important if you're going to be taking really good notes and that sort of thing, that you're not sort of overwhelmed by the information that you're presented with.
And it was indeed it was important that we felt that we had a manageable load of material for delivery at each meeting, so that we would need to talk between meetings to see what's going to be delivered, and just to get some idea in our minds as to how we would. Something that also helps was not only would we have the interchange between meetings, but on the day of the meeting itself, we would always try and meet up for an hour, hour and a half beforehand, just to talk through, over a pint or something equally salubrious, how we thought the meeting was going to go that evening, how we would start, how much time we might spend on each particular section of what we wanted to discuss, and how we thought the meeting would flow. And that was also very important.
I think it allows each of us to focus on what our specific jobs are, and well, for more to be achieved, obviously, because we've got two people doing the work. But I think you said it was quite a distraction having to do some organisation.
I'd have found it very difficult doing all of this myself. In fact, I don't think I would have been able to achieve, got done what we have done, had I been doing everything. There are just so many logistical aspects to this in terms of organising a place to meet and when to meet and the facilities that we need there when we meet and who's going to be there and so on and so forth. The fact that I could leave it with you sorting out things like laptops and getting the software downloaded on there and that sort of thing, that was just such a help to me, really. I couldn't have done this on my own.
I think also the benefit of having two people is that it's easier to sort of retain the perspective of where you want the project to go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if it was just one of us, it'd be very easy to become very involved and, let's say, just pursue a sort of solution-driven work ethic, whereas ours obviously is very exploratory, which, because we have sort of each other nudging one another towards that kind of working methodology that so you can maintain that a lot more easily, I think.
Yes, and I think the danger for someone like me is to lurch into wanting to solve the problem. It's all about getting the community to develop this understanding and insight, so that if we do happen to solve the problem, that's great. If we haven't, by the time my engagement has ceased, they at least will be on the way, we hope, to that.
Yeah.
And by having you working with me, I think that helps me keep on that track rather than on, oh, God, we've got to solve this problem.